Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Catherine. If you're anything like me, you're already looking at 2025 and starting to think about, how can I go into this threshold of a new year with a lot more positive and powerful energy at my disposal and be a more deliberate and intentional creator of my reality. We all have this capability. Every single one of us on this planet, we're all powerful creators. It's just that we get a lot of things wrong. We misperceive a lot. And why do we do that? Because a lot of us have unconscious fears running through our energy that are, I don't like to say blocks, but they're creating interference. They're creating distortion in our ability to perceive reality as it is, the truth of what is. And a lot of us get frustrated by seeing the same kind of circumstances show up in our lives over and over and over again, even though it might feel like we're making strides, we're making some changes, we're making some different moves, we're responding to life in a different way, and yet we're still not seeing the circumstances that we would prefer to experience. Why is that? Well, a lot of times what you're seeing really are echoes. So as creators, when we chose to come into this reality matrix that we call 3D, and yes, we did choose to be here, you wouldn't be here otherwise, we knew we'd be playing with this kind of time space concept and construct. And it is because humans are the creators of 3D. We are the ones who are in charge of the domain of 3D. Every dimensional reality has domain holders, keepers of that agreement for that particular dimensional reality. In this 3D reality, it's humans. And without going too far down the rabbit hole with that, a lot of what we look out and say, oh, that's reality, is part of an individual agreement that we have with our own inner state, which is creating a projection and a reflection that we call physical reality. And then we have collective agreement with everyone else who is sharing this timeline and this space time construct, this playground that we've devised, adopted, and then adapted to. And without that either inner agreement with what you perceive individually as your outer reality, and without that collective agreement of what we all say, yep, this is reality, or largely so anyway, we would have a very different experience in this third dimensional realm. So what we're really after here is agreement. And we're all creating some kind of agreement with our inner state and what we call outer physical reality. Again, I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole, but there is no experience outside of you. What you think you see and what you think you believe you know is actually a projection. It's a reflection of everything that exists in your inner state. And everything that you see as circumstances of your physical reality is a direct reflection or projection of that inner state. There is agreement, in other words, between what you believe and you think you know in your inner reality and what's going to show up on this projector screen, this reflection that you call your physical external environment. If you want to change the agreement, that's not what we're doing. And what a lot of people will go after is the circumstances and try to go top down or outside in order to change reality. It never works because that's not how it works. That's not the design of this reality agreement of the 3D realm. What it always is coherence with, agreement with, a resonance kind of handshake between what's happening in your inner world and what you're going to see projected as outer reality. Those things have to agree. So a lot of us want to, let's just say, change our money situation. And then we go after this new job and we think that's going to change everything. Or we came into like a cash windfall, a financial windfall of some kind. And we had a lot of money for a while and then poof, just as quickly as it came in, it went away. Or, we have some health issues that we finally feel we got a handle on. And we're starting to live a very different, more vital life full of excitement and a physical kind of flexibility that we didn't have before maybe, but then something happens and we go right back to where we were before. So what's going on there? You have an inner agreement somewhere rolling around in your inner state of being that says, I'm not allowed to have this. This isn't good. It's unsafe for me when things work out this way. And until you suss out what that agreement is, it's not that you're ever in disagreement, because there is no such thing really. Everything will always agree. Energy always agrees. And that's why no matter what you believe, you're always going to be 100% supported in that. So if what you believe is kind of crappy towards what you would like to or prefer to experience, then what will show up as circumstances will also be crappy. Make sense? So to break this down in a very simple way and to give you a real boost, to give you some help, I'm looking at 2025 in such a way that, I want to be the most empowered, emboldened person that I've yet ever been. Like to date, the most powerful I've been, I want to have that be, in my rear view. I want to be powerful and intentional and deliberate and be really, really in charge of my inner state of being. Because here's the thing, circumstances don't matter. Trying to manipulate outside circumstances to change your reality does not work. It may give you a temporary stay or a temporary sense of relief from that inner reality, but until you face what's inside that inner state that is saying, I don't believe this is good for me. I actually feel this is unsafe for me. When this came around before, something happened. My ass got kicked. So I don't want this again. Until you suss that out and whatever fear might be underlying that, you're going to, dollars to donuts, I'll bet you folks, dollars to donuts, you're going to be hitting against these same themes over and over and over again. Even though you might have a temporary stay of relief from those painful circumstances, if you don't face the deeper thread, the narrative, the story, and the powerful feeling of either anger, sadness, or fear at the heart of that, you are doomed to hit up against that same wall over and over again. And in a really powerful masterclass I did the other day, The Light in Your Fear, I talk about fear as a messenger. I talk about fear as a way to, if you think that you are, and everyone who comes into my spaces, I invite them to at least accept the possibility that if you're 100% the creator of your reality, wouldn't it be that fear is showing up as a messenger from yourself, by yourself, for yourself to tell you, hey, don't you think it's time to look at this deeper theme here and finally dissolve this so we don't keep butting up against the same thing over and over again, because it's getting kind of boring and it's keeping us from the life that we prefer. So I invite you in this masterclass to start looking at fear as a messenger. And who's sending the messenger? You are. You are the messenger. You are even the fear. You are all of it, because you're 100% the creator of your own reality. And so I give you a powerful premise to work with and a discussion, but I also give you a practice to help you every time you come up against these fears. When you're starting to, organize your reality in a different way, you want to respond to life in a different way. That means that when these circumstances show up, which are really just echoes of the old you kind of dissolving and collapsing, if you respond to that circumstance, that physical reality projection, in the same way you always have, you just go right back into that same carousel, that loop of consciousness, and it never really ends. The trick is to respond differently to what shows up as like, oh my God, this is a new circumstance. No, it's really just an echo of the old you. And because we're playing with space-time in this reality, it's kind of like a little bit of a lag between that old you dying out and that new version concretizing or stabilizing in your reality. So it requires some patience. It requires looking at, hey, there might be another fear here, still kind of in the undergirding of everything I'm trying to create or do or make happen in my physical reality. There is still this sensibility within me that's causing distortion, interference. Let's move that out. Let's dissolve it. It's not about getting rid of it or swatting it away like a fly. It's actually an energy where you get to honor yourself. Like, I created this for myself so that I could feel safe, so I could feel protected. Because here's the thing, whenever we're going towards something new, and especially if we're trying to create a whole new identity of ourselves, the first thing we're going to hit up against is all the fears that we are not that we're not allowed to be that. We can never be that. We have never been that. And this is a process that I walk you through in this 90-minute masterclass to help you move that out. And the thing is, it's totally free. So I would hope that this discussion right here has helped you out. But if you really want to take this further, if you jibe with my vibe and you dig what I'm saying and you can get with what I'm laying down here, then check out catherinemasel.com. When you sign up to my email list, the first thing you're directed to, the first email you get from me, has a link to this masterclass, which is right on my website, catherinemasel.com, and a special encrypted page. And in the email, you get the password to watch the masterclass. And you can go back and watch this as often as you like, because there's some real gems in here. And I'm not gatekeeping anything. I'm really giving you an incredible, powerful process, but also a really, really a big sample of what I share in my coherence program, which is coming up Thursday, August 15th, and we start our next 6-week round of this. It's a beta test round, so I'm offering it at quite a savings compared to what it's going to be going forward when I teach this again in October. So if you like this talk, if you like the 90-minute masterclass, you are going to absolutely love coherence if you really want to start unraveling these things and moving into 2025 in the most powerful essence of you to date. So if you like this content, you like me, you like the things I have to say here, please consider liking and following this channel. I really appreciate it when you like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm give me a boost so that other people who are like you, who are looking for a more powerful and positive way to move their future forward in the way they want to go, they can see my content a little more easily, and I would appreciate the like and follow. So thanks, everybody. catherinemasel.com. I'm going to have the link in the comments. Bye for now.